Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, scholars and dignitaries, welcome to another episode. Welcome to my world. So, two white bears got married, but soon ended up unhappy and got divorced. It's as if they were polar opposites. Okay, so I tried to show a little levity in this topic because, well, it's so serious and it is a game changer. One way or another, it's a life changer. Divorce means to dissolve the marriage bond, to end a marriage. But as far as I'm concerned, it can also mean a curse placed upon your children, as well as an intergenerational curse upon your grandchildren. A traditional wedding vow is a solemn oath, an oath of loyalty for life. It usually takes some form of, quote, I take you to be my husband or wife, to have and to hold from this day forward for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish until we are parted by death. This is my solemn vow. Today, however, many couples prefer to be more modernistic and give a temporary vow. Quote, I take you to be my life partner and for all it gives, for as long as our love shall last. The difference, of course, is not just simple wording, but in the total commitment and permanence of the sacred marriage vow. Let me say that again. This is not just a promise that you can easily break. It is a sacred vow, a holy oath you're obligated to protect until your death. Marriage is the union of two individuals into one new unit, one soul, one family. The new unit, the family, supersedes the old units, which were individuals. In other words, in marriage, one does not think of what is best for me, but what is best for our family. One no longer pursues self-interest, but voluntarily yields that to the interest of the family. One does not pursue pleasure, fun, drinking, drugging, or other sexual conquests because now the integrity of the family reigns supreme and his or her goal is to protect and guide that new family unit from all unhealthy and destructive forces. Divorce, however, can mean tearing a beautiful family unit in half so that it's unwhole, causing it to become incomplete, never again to be full and joyous, never again to experience the holidays or celebrations without the feeling that someone is missing in that empty chair. Divorce is a poorly understood phenomena in American culture. While most people agree that divorce is undesirable, few people can truly recognize the full degree of destruction and permanent harm it causes. New research finds that it's one of the most deleterious of the weapons of mass destruction for any society. Many pop psychologists will argue that divorce, when properly explained and with the full cooperation of both parents, will have no traumatic or lasting negative impacts upon the children. These psychologists, all too often, have been proven wrong. Just ask the children. In the vast majority of cases, they do not understand why their families were torn apart. And in better than 90% of the cases, they'll say that they want their family back together again. Divorce has led to the ruin of hundreds of thousands of children and adults. It destroys in a very subtle way, usually in a subtle but injurious way, which is much underappreciated. Divorce is a life-transforming experience for all parties involved, and much research has shown that the after effects on the family are traumatic and often chronic and permanent. Children need healthy, functional, intact families. Divorce seems to mark the end of children's youth. Family breakup is extremely detrimental to children because children identify with a family rather than with the parents as individuals. Children need their families. They need healthy, functional, intact families. Children need a father. Children need a mother. Children need stability, the type that a whole and wholesome family offers. Compared to children from healthy, functional homes, children of divorce are far more likely to struggle academically, engage in drug and alcohol use and other high-risk behaviors, commit suicide, experience psychiatric problems, live in poverty, experiment sexually at earlier ages, and have a greater likelihood to divorce themselves. Many researchers will state that in America, we have created a social dynamic where the end result has been disposable marriages and shattered lives. Many researchers conclude that divorce harms children in virtually every measure. Furthermore, numerous studies support marital longevity as a vital component of good health for children and adults alike. The quality of life is usually far better in intact families, and satisfaction with life, another leading indicator for the quality of life, is also far greater. The research supports the common findings by mental health professionals that children suffer terribly in divorce, and many times the children's souls are basically ripped in half. Even years later, as adults, children from divorced families are less satisfied in their lives compared to adults from intact and happy lives. About 50% of all marriages will end in divorce in the United States. The rate is lower for highly educated couples and higher for low income couples. The divorce rate began to rise in the mid 1960s due to the rebirth of feminism, new levels of social stress, cultural instability, sexual liberation, alcoholism and drug use, and the adoption of no fault divorce. Of course, not all marriages fail for the same reason. The factors that seem to contribute the most include poor communication, financial problems, a lack of commitment to the marriage, a dramatic change in priorities, work, pride, and infidelity. These factors together make marital stability more problematic and divorce far easier. However, more often than not, these underlying problems in marriages can be dealt with through counseling and open communication and self growth. The real rate of divorce, as it should be, should not ever exceed even 5% of the current level. For those who do advocate for divorce as a viable option, it needs to be stated that divorce as another social experiment has failed. Some 50 years of study found that the decline of the two parent married couple family results in poverty, educational failure, unhappiness, antisocial behavior, isolation, emotional problems, and social exclusion for thousands of women and men. Again, especially affected are the children of divorce, CODs. Research shows that 63% of youth suicides are from fatherless homes. 90% of all runaway children are from fatherless homes. 85% of all children that exhibit behavioral disorders come from fatherless homes. 80% of rapes motivated with displaced anger are from men who come from fatherless homes. 71% of all high school dropouts come from fatherless homes, and 85% of all youth in prison are from fatherless homes. Especially important findings is that currently nearly 2 of every 5 children in America do not live with their fathers. Other researchers found that the younger the child is at the time of the divorce, the greater the impact. Divorce is also intergenerational. Children fail to successfully learn how to navigate through all the boundaries and obstacles of marriage. They learn that rather than cope, they can just opt out, like mother or father did. This sets up a very negative cycle. The family is a critical cornerstone of society, and healthy families bring strong stability and blessings to all society. The truth is that divorce and the dissolution of families remains one of the strongest of the weapons of mass destruction for America. Hey, be safe, be well, and please check out resources for family wellness before it's too late. And may God bless.